This is something that software folks know well, as we saw in the first video. There is this thing called the demo gods, where basically every time you want to show something live, they're gonna screw up with you and making sure your demo doesn't work. So prepare for that. As we said also earlier, in Murphy's laws, anything that can happen will happen. So prepare for that. That may be something as simple as recording a video of your demo and play in it if they have an issue with the real thing. Or I saw some people who forgo completely the step of doing demo live. They record it and they play it at the moment while they are doing some form of voiceover to make sure that they are interacting, asking for feedback and getting feedback. And they have already showed that what they built is working and the way it works, and they don't need to expose themselves to some variation in the performance at the moment where they were showing it. Make it colorful, like literally. Try to make anything you build have meaning by injecting some visual element into it. Human involved to associate meaning with colors, with shapes, with stuff like that. So try to capitalize on that. This doesn't mean that you need to hire a designer and build presentations that are professionally made by a designer, but just take some time to insert some colors or some shapes, some icon, and that will not only make your presentation really pretty, but at the same time, it will make the information easy to digest. Like I saw people who, when they want to show the difference between a use case that is right and a use case that's wrong, they often use something as simple as red and green that shows when there is an error, when there is not. There is some situation where people want to show some data. I saw a lot of people that they go an extra step and they try to highlight the information that is more relevant. This is something that was really that's helping. It's something that I do often in my presentation to show, to highlight the stuff that is more relevant than the other stuff. And also, if you are dealing with the same situation, adding some charts, some graphs to your presentation will help a lot. If you are doing with a lot of I saw people doing code, but highlighting the code to provide proper information, and that seems to help a lot in making sure that the relevant information is visible. Train before the battle. This is something that really help when you are trying to present something, but at the same time, you don't want to make an error presenting. It's something that, as the picture has said, it's something that even the driver of Formula One do. Is like before the qualification, they often run few laps to get the feel of the car at that moment. The feel, sometimes the weather, sometimes the altitude, stuff like that might affect the Formula One car, and stuff like that might affect the presentation. Not exactly the weather and the road, but just having the chance to do some form of rehearsal, some form of dry run, that help a lot when you are dealing with high stakes. And we all know that when you're showing stuff to the client, it's high stakes. You don't want to leave anything to chance, and you want to test as much of your stuff as possible. This is not a session to plan the review. At this stage, all the planning and presentation should be ready and everything should be ready. This session should be as late in the sprint as possible, but you should leave like some few hours to adjust some stuff if needed. At this stage, of course, some people should already have their presentations or the demos ready. They just run it in front of the squad, like they're gonna, in front of the team, I'm sorry, like they're gonna run it in front of the client and get feedback and readjust if needed.